Hello, little witchlings and princelings, and welcome to your weekly Coven Summoning. My name is Ilsa.
And my name is Stacy.
And we're Caffeine and Conjuring,
a fantasy bookish podcast where we will discuss some of our favorite fantasy reads.
Before we get into today's episode, make sure that you've read up to chapters 49 of Queen of Shadows so nothing gets spoiled for you. And it's going to be a good episode. So we ended off, Aelin and Rowan visit Sam's grave, and it's a very heartfelt scene. I cried. All the feels. But the chapter does end with Aelin confirming that she is going to kill Erbin.
Yes.
Right? It's about time.
I've never been so excited for a character death that...
Oh, yeah. He is just... And... it's gonna jump ahead, but the things that he does in these chapters when he thinks he has control... Anyways, we will get there.
My skin fucking crawled.
Yeah. Gross. So, hopping into chapter 40, we're in Aelid's POV, and she's using her kitchen duty to set her plan in motion. She's subtly poisoned some bread, sickening a third of the laundresses. The head laundress, grateful for Aelid's help, sends her to deliver clothes to the dungeons, providing Aelid with a chance to spy. What could go wrong?
As good as you can, just run.
In the dungeons, Aelid overhears cries of pain and despair. She witnesses guards and strange men, and despite her fear and injured leg, she deliberately slips to get a glimpse inside the room when the door opens. She sees a beautiful man with golden hair and a black collar, realizing he is one of the princes she's heard about. Aelid, now back with Manon, is being questioned about what she's seen. She recounts that the Yellowlegs Coven are chained up and are birthing the creatures with black stone teeth and fangs. They are not babies or anything like they were expecting.
Yep.
They are horrified, but especially Astrid. She is absolutely enraged and physically assaults Manon about allowing such atrocities, while Sorrel tries to maintain order. Manon, despite her orders, struggles with the implications of this information, but still trying to hold her own dominance, demoting Astrid after she digs her nails into Manon's arm and drawing blood.
Oh, I thought she was a goner.
The tension is getting thick with the witches.
I thought she was going to kill Astrid right then and there.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was so sad because I think, and I don't know why, but I feel like Astrid is one of my favorite witches. Like, she is top for me.
Yeah.
So, seeing all this happen to her, I'm just like, my heart is breaking.
So, Aelid then reveals her true identity and lineage, explaining her connection to Aelin Galathinius through her mother, Marion, who died defending Aelin. Aelid explains her long-held hope that Aelin would return to save Terrasen and rescue her. Manon asks Aelid if Aelin was alive, would she run to her and fight with her? Aelid responds, I would fight with tooth and claw to get to her, but there are lines I would not cross, because I don't think I could face her if I couldn't face myself for what I've done. Oh, sweet angel baby.
So chapter 41. Aelin is contemplating Erbin's manipulative gift, the perfumed oil. Yeah, she's recognizing it as just a way of him asserting his control and sort of like acknowledging Rowan's presence because it's his scent.
The amount of times we've audibly gagged on this podcast.
so many icks are being had. Ugh. So anyway, she does wear the oil. Um and so while she's dressing, Rowan and Aedion discuss their intent to kill Arabin after the dinner. Um as sort of like a backup, because Rowan does tell Aedion that what Aelin's plan is for killing Arabin. And it's funny because Aedion even emphasizes the many debts that Arabin must pay. Yeah, he's racked up quite the shitty shitty things that he's done. And then Aelin emerges wearing the black velvet dragon dress, which was the same dress that Rowan had eyed when he had first seen her dresses. It was all like, "Ooh, I'm gonna see you in this." There you go. So both Aedion and Rowan they're enthralled by her. And Rowan is visibly affected. Aelin, in turn, compliments Rowan's appearance, noting his black jacket and silver accents that matched his hair. I did like the ending of this chapter, though, because, like he says, apparently we both clean up well. And she says, "Don't forget your cloak. You'd feel rather guilty when all those poor mortal women combust at the sight of you." And then he says, "I'd say likewise, but I think you'd enjoy seeing men burst into flames as you strutted by." Oh, their banter.
So good.
Yep.
So, chapter 42, we're back at the Assassin's Keep. Arabin greets Aelin warmly, making a point to size up Rowan and Aedion, even making subtle jabs. He then directs Aedion to take the Val commander, Stephen, to a specific dungeon cell. As they descend, Rowan notices...
I can't get past Stephen the demon.
I just... No, why did you have to say it like that? Why did you have to make a rhyme? Oh, God, no.
Stephen the demon.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. That's how I'm saying it from now on.
Well, he's not with us for very long, is he?
Fair. So as they descend to the dungeon, Rowan notices Aelin's demeanor change, realizing the trauma she endured in this very place, especially the torture and death of Sam. In the dungeon, Arabin dismisses Rowan and Aedion, leaving him alone with Aelin and Stephen the demon. Arabin brutally interrogates him and slices off his finger to retrieve the ring. Aelin then tells Arabin to kill Stephen the demon. Fuck sakes. It's in my brain now. I can't not say it. So he listened and does kill him, and now she watches him die without flinching. Arabin reveals his intention to study the ring. During dinner, Arabin attempts to subtly manipulate Aelin and her companions. He claims he tried to free Aelin from Endovier, a lie, which Lysandra is forced to corroborate, though Aelin knows the truth. Arabin still does not know that Lysandra is relaying information to Aelin. Arabin also brings up Aelin's past volatile behavior, clearly trying to provoke her. Meanwhile, Aelin and Rowan share a silent, playful exchange, teasing each other and shocking Rowan with a revealing tidbit about her dress and what isn't underneath. The dinner ends with Arabin revealing his awareness of Aelin's recent destructive actions against his properties.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rowan makes a little quip to Arabin about how much he loves the oil and is making his skin feel and smell so nice. And Aelin has the realization that she wasn't just smelling it off of her, she was smelling it off of him. And Arabin is salty.
Yes.
So good.
Yep.
Fucking creepy dirtbag.
Yep. Mm. So chapter 43, we're still there, and Aelin confronts Arabin about her recent actions against his businesses, subtly admitting her sabotage but still feigning innocence. She reveals her deep understanding of his manipulations and his past actions, including all of his lies about trying to free her from Endovier and his role in Sam's death. Aelin then demands the Amulet of Orinth, which we know is also the third word key. And Arabin, after a tense exchange where they threaten each other with revealing secrets to the king, surprisingly gives her the amulet. And she's noticing how much power this amulet is giving off, but nobody else seems to be reacting to it at all. And Aelin, despite her physical reaction to its powers, conceals her surprise. She tells Arabin they will meet the next morning to plan how to take down the king on her terms. And just as Aelin is leaving, she's feeling kind of triumphant, but a bit of unease as well. Arabin, the fucker, slips the ring onto her finger.
Ugh.
I was like gaping, open mouth, shock, jaw on the floor. I mean, I should have put a little more faith in Aelin, but
Like,
I thought,
what does he think he's gonna, like, between her smartness and then Rowan and Aedion combined with them, how does he think he's getting away with putting a fucking ring on her finger? Like,
he's a freaking idiot. That's what he is. He's got like one thing on his mind.
well, okay, so that brings me
And we know
to
what that is.
he thinks she's under his control. He doesn't tell her that the ring can't come off or anything else. He just decides to be disgusting.
Mhm.
Like, there's no brain. Or he's thinking with the brain that's not attached to his top head.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Ugh.
Ugh. I'm getting like itchy thinking about this next
Yeah.
chapter.
So, yay, chapter 44. Glad I get to read this.
You're welcome.
So Arabin uses the ring to magically control Aelin, forcing her to smile, blink, and even declare her love for him.
No, sir.
He demands her to return home, keep the ring a secret, and report to him the next morning. See, like, how is she supposed to keep it a secret? It's on her fucking finger. If she takes it off, she's no longer being controlled. They're gonna see it. Even if she wore gloves, they would see it. So Rowan and Aedion, having overheard everything, adding to the stupidity, are filled with rage but remain silent, observing Aelin's seemingly docile state.
That really grossed me because he even says like when he tells her to say like I love you, and she says it, and he's like, my name, say my name when you tell me that you love me, and she says I love you, Arabin Hamel. But also he is like so close to her that he's like around her neck, and like he huffs a laugh into her neck and then brushes a kiss where her neck meets her shoulder and says, I think I'm going to like this. Like, ugh. Yeah. And then he's like admiring her blank face and stuff. Like, that's just
Certified
anyways.
pedophile.
Yeah. Ugh.
So, once safely back at the warehouse, Aelin immediately takes off the ring, revealing it's a fake. She explains to a stunned Rowan and Aedion that she had a replica made and swapped it with the real one that she cut off Stephen the Demon. Oh, God. Her elaborate plan was to test Arabin to confirm his true monstrous nature, and he passed.
Oh, with flying colors.
Yeah. Later in her bedroom, Aelin and Rowan examine the amulet. She explains its power and how it amplifies the bearer's intentions. While discussing its hiding place, Aelin unexpectedly experiences a surge of power, feeling Rowan's essence or bond with her. She theorizes that the word keys are neutral, their impact depending on the user's heart. She then hides the real amulet and keeps the replica to mislead anyone who might look for it. The way this girl's thoughts are 10 steps ahead in this book.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, when he put the ring on her finger, like, I immediately just thought, like, oh shit, now what? Like, what is she gonna do? I should have put more faith in the fact that she already had all this planned out.
So on the rooftop, Aelin is visibly distressed by the night's events and her internal conflict about Arabin. She tells Rowan that Lysandra will be the one to kill Arabin, as she deserves it the most. So later, Rowan agrees to hunt Lorcan. They have a close, intimate moment. When Aelin slides her fingers down the sides of his tattooed cheek, he grabs her wrist, yanks her hands away from his face, and says, "Don't do that. Don't touch me like that," and stalks off. Poor Aelin is left feeling so hurt and confused and ultimately thinks she is ridiculous for trying to step over that line with him. The chapter ends with Lysandra in Arabin's bed. She reveals that Aelin's note, "He's all yours," was her signal to kill him. Lysandra reflects on Arabin's past cruelties, his recent plans to kill Rowan, and with a stiletto, she swiftly slits Arabin's throat, avenging Wesley, Sam, Aelin, and herself.
Bravo!
You
bravo,
go, girl.
Roll credits.
You fucking go.
Oh, I just wish, I don't know. I wish it was more. I wish it could have been like
Torture.
torturous. Yes.
Or like
And
had him
just-
at least be awake to see it happen. Like
Yes.
he died peacefully in his sleep, and that is just
Like, yeah. I know, it's stupid.
it.
I mean, it was good that he's finally out of the picture that we know of.
It gives Game of Thrones, and the show's been out for years. If it spoils it for you, I'm sorry. This is your small chance to skip ahead a little bit. But Cersei's death. She deserved so much worse. Not to die happily in her lover's arms, who, by the way, just to add a little bit of ick, is her fucking twin brother. Like, her death is both of them just caressing with smiles on their faces when the rocks tumble on them. No, that bitch deserved to be hung up to by the rafters, slit 1,000 times, and
Stoned.
dropped into a big bowl of vinegar and then set her on fire with gasoline.
Not to be graphic or anything.
We're explicit for a reason. It's not just our swearing.
Yes, that is.
Like, I
agreed
couldn't even
completely.
enjoy his death because it was too quick
happened
and
so
clean.
fast.
Like,
Yep.
yes, I'm glad he's gone, but at what cost? I wanted to see him grovel. I wanted to see him beg for mercy.
Should have cut off his little dicky bird.
Yes. Yes.
Shoved it down his throat.
Yes.
And then choked on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Ugh.
All while watching her and Rowan.
Yes. We said what we said.
Yep.
And then we get a super duper short chapter again. Because it's another Dorian chapter. My God, like, we are literally just made to witness his complete torture.
A little tidbit at a time.
Yeah.
It's like, as a Dorian girly, it's killing me. Kills me
I can
to
believe
read
that.
this book.
Yeah. I
I
believe
hurt so bad.
I don't I don't see the purpose of his chapters because it's literally just rinse and repeat of
They're just emphasizing pain to the Dorian girlies. I swear that's her only reason for doing it, is so he stays
it
relevant
has
and
to
you're
be.
constantly reminded that he is gone. Like she just wants to rub it in your face to cause as much emotional damage as possible.
Ugh. I mean, I guess I understand that, but I mean, we know he's tortured. We know that, you know, we know all this. It's just anyways. So obviously this is Dorian's chapter. The like 4 paragraphs that it is. Um and again, like the Valg prince that's in him, or that is him, I guess, at this point, is torturing a rebel that's strapped to a table. The demon relishes in the victim's screams and pain, forcing Dorian to listen to the music he makes and to savor it. Like, okay. The king is there, and I think that was probably the only real like tidbit of information we get here is that the king is still kicking around,
Yeah.
and he's demanding information about the rebels' hiding places. And of course, Dorian's body is betraying him because he just watches his hands, controlled by the demon, torture the rebel. The demon taunts Dorian for his revulsion, forcing him to experience the rebel's fear and pain. And Dorian is utterly helpless, unable to resist or even vomit, trapped within his own body as the torture continues.
Yeah, let's just turn the knife in your gaping wound 45 degrees.
Why is Dorian, that sweet baby Dorian, getting the torture that Arabin should have had?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
So, chapter 46. It's going to be a difficult day for Aelin. She's heading to the Assassin's Keep, feeling the sting of Rowan's words from the night before. Don't touch me like that. The carriage ride with a silent, distant Rowan and a wisely quiet Aedion is tense. It's like the one time Aedion's ever quiet.
He read the room and he knew.
Bravo for finally picking up on social cues. Can't relate.
Yeah.
Aelin has just received confirmation that Arabin is dead, found murdered an hour ago. While she knows Lysandra succeeded, the finality of it weighs on her. As the carriage pulls up, she steels herself, deciding to wear the mask of Selena Sardathian one last time. With a shift in her demeanor, she transforms, becoming cold and graceful. She warns Rowan and Aedion not to get in her way before storming into the keep.
So, chapter 47, she's there, now fully embodying the ruthless persona of Selena Sarathian, deliberately pushing away Rowan and Aedion. She just learned of Arabin's murder, and she's confronting the 3 assassins who have taken control. So, Turn, Harding, and Mullen. They reveal that Lysandra was the one that found the body. She was next to him, implying that she's guilty. Aelin feigns anger at Lysandra's supposed betrayal, demanding to see the scene. Arabin's bedroom is a bloody mess, confirming a brutal death. Aelin pretends to be surprised and inspects the scene, noticing a large footprint seemingly left by a man and a broken window lock. She plays along with the assassin's suspicions while subtly ensuring that her planted evidence, like Kale's boot print and alibi, hold up. So back downstairs with the master of the bank present to read Arabin's will, Aelin, to everyone's shock, is declared the sole beneficiary of Arabin's entire fortune, assets, and the guild, except for a small sum to Clarice. And she's pissed. Clarice is, because she was told that she was going to have something. So she was all super duper excited. And then to be told that, like, she's literally just getting this little
I
amount
love
that was
how
owed
when
to
she
her.
kicks up her stink too, Slayer's like, but you did get something, but the rest is mine.
Yep.
Suck it.
Atta girl. Yep. I missed this part of her, I think.
Yeah.
I think I really did. So Aelin immediately asserts her new authority, expelling Clarice and Lysandra, who, still playing her part, rushes out like crying. Like she is such a good actress. I love Lysandra.
Yeah.
I hated her, but I love her now. And then the three assassins, giving them a short deadline to vacate the property, threaten to hunt them down if they try to work again. She then offers to sell them the property and the guild at face value, which they do agree to buy collectively. So once the keep is empty, Aelin, Rowan, and Aedion descend to the dungeon where Arobyn's body is held. Aelin reveals her master plan. She had secretly swapped Arobyn's will months ago, ensuring she inherited everything. So this was why she was
Sneaking into the
all those
bank.
chapters that have said talking about her going to the bank or like looking at something on the desk or doing whatever. So we find out that like her late nights out wherever, she has been orchestrating this big switching his will, which is actually like it's genius. And I love because I've said it from the beginning, from like the very first book. I was so happy that we have a fantasy book that has a female main character that is actually like intelligent.
Most times.
And yes, no doubt she has had her moments of where I'm just like, what the fuck is going through your brain right now? Like, get those brain cells working. But no, like for the most part, she so far has been like really good at planning things. I know there are exceptions to that. I know. But I don't know. I still think that she's been like pretty intelligent when it comes to, I don't know, I guess her cons. But yeah, so she had also orchestrated the Val commander's capture and the fake ring story to test Arobyn and confirm his true nature. And Aelin explains this was all just to secure money for the army for Terrasen. And finally, with cold determination, Aelin takes Aedion's sword, the Sword of Orinth, and decapitates Arobyn's corpse, stating, just to be sure, love it. Yeah, she says, then she lifted her father's sword and severed Arobyn's head from his body. It rolled to the side with a vulgar thud, and she smiled grimly at the corpse, just to be sure, was all she said.
Reading this reminded me that we screwed up when we were talking about that sword in a previous episode. When when Aedion grabbed the sword when he was freed from the palace, we were talking about, was it his dad's sword or her dad's sword? We
Right,
said
and it
his
is her
dad, but it's
father's.
her dad.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. Disclaimer, we make mistakes. Oh no. Forgive us. But yeah, it's her father's. Yeah, that was why he was so like adamant that she like it belongs to her, that he shouldn't have it because it's her father's, but she's like, no, like you deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chapter 48, we're back with the Brawling Witches. And the chapter opens with Manon publicly punishing Astrid for her outburst, giving her 3 unblocked blows. Astrid endures it without flinching, leaving Manon unsettled and distracted throughout the day. Manon is haunted by Astrid's words, "You let them do this," especially when she's summoned by Duke Parrington. Another top of the
Oh,
line
I know.
man in this series. In the council chamber, Parrington demands a Blackbeak coven for the breeding, despite Manon's objections. He also assigns the 13 a mission. Manon and the 13 fly through a storm with Kaltain, heading towards a village. Parrington orders Kaltain to use her shadow fire to burn the houses, which she does, engulfing the village in dark flames. Manon is disgusted by the destruction and the screams of the villagers and horses, her internal conflict amplified by Astron's words. Parrington then orders Manon to land and put an end to it. Despite her revulsion and Abraxos' reluctance, Manon descends. She leaves Caltaine with Abraxos, and with the Silent 13 in her tow, approaches the terrified villagers, drawing Windcleaver as the screaming begins anew.
It even says in this chapter that, like, she has no issue with bloodshed. Like, she is totally like this. She wouldn't have bat an eye at,
Not children.
but yeah, and yeah, she is not happy with what is happening right now.
Yeah.
And I love how what Ashton said just keeps playing on repeat in her head. Like, it keeps saying it throughout the chapter. You let them do this.
Yeah.
I think we're soon going to see a change. Something big is brewing.
Cannot comment, cannot look at the camera, cannot make any.
Oh. Okay, chapter 49. After settling Arobyn's estate and giving the keep to its new owners, Aelin and the group head home. However, Aelin breaks off towards the river and she's followed by Aedion. Aedion expresses his concern about the ruthless persona that she adopted earlier and his guilt for not being there for her during her difficult past with Arobyn. Aelin, while acknowledging his feelings, states she's going to free magic, take down the king, and kill Dorian. And she even specified that she's not sure the order of the last two. She assures him she has a plan, with Rowan already working on the first part. Later that night, back at the warehouse, Aelin and Rowan discuss the search for Lorcan, who is still alive. I know she did question it, and Rowan had said, like, he could still smell him, and it's as recent as like an hour ago, I think he specified.
Yeah.
So Aelin, still distant, changes into yet another nightgown, which catches Rowan's attention despite his attempts to maintain composure after their pretty awkward encounter the previous night. And he is reflecting on his complicated feelings for her, and he acknowledges his desire, but also he has this massive fear of losing her, like he had lost Lyria. It's just holding him back.
Yeah.
And I'm so sad for Aelin. She, like, tried putting herself out there, and then the next day, Aelin and Lysandra, disguised as wealthy ladies, visit the bakery. And they're discreetly questioning Nellie, who's a baker, about a missing opium dealer. Nellie reveals that some people from the Shadow Market escaped through the sewers and are hiding in the catacombs below. Lysandra also reveals that Clarice has increased her debt due to Arobyn's will, meaning she'll be enslaved longer. I cannot wait for Clarice to also kick the fucking bucket. Also, I think they make like a little quip to Nesrin about who her father has employed at the bakery, because Nellie is just like so sketchy.
Yeah.
Aelin, Rowan, Aedion, and Kale then go to the abandoned Shadow Market, and Aelin reveals that she'd been there before searching for something. This was the same smell that Rowan had smelled on her, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, when she came home smelling of ash. So she leads them to a specific burnt stall where she uncovers a hidden trapdoor. She explains the former owner was rumored to sell hellfire, a highly volatile substance. Aelin descends into the dark, body-strewn sewer tunnel, followed by Rowan, Aedion, and Kale. She realizes that if the fire had reached the hellfire supply, it could have destroyed a huge part of Rifthold. So they find a grate leading to the catacombs, and Aelin explains that the opium dealer is dead, leaving the hellfire supply unguarded. She then jumps down into the catacombs and says, "Finders keepers." And that is how the chapter ends. On another quest
Yep.
to find Hellfire to destroy the clock tower, I believe. Yeah. Oh,
Nothing too
goddamn.
hard or anything. Take them
No.
on the easiest quests.
So have we been in the catacombs yet? I think we've only like seen them in like the
The sewers,
sewers.
yeah.
So this is down below the sewers.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I wonder if they're gonna find anything else down there.
I can't
Oh.
say shit.
I haven't read anything else yet past that. I have no idea. No clue. Also, I forgot to mention, chapter 47 was the end of part 1. Part 2, Queen of Light, started with chapter 48.
Mm-hmm. We're getting there.
I also forgot. It was one of like the first, I think possibly the first chapter with Aelin. We have somebody else with watery bowels.
Right? Okay, they must not just be showing up on my phone, but I know I highlighted that. I know I 100% highlighted that.
Yeah. As soon as I read it, I was like, oh my Jesus.
Yep.
Another case of the watery bowels.
Sarah likes her watery bowels.
And vulgar gestures.
Yeah.
God love her. Oh, we are so close to
The tandem.
We're so close to the end.
Yeah, it's crazy that there's only 3 more books after this.
That makes me so sad. Oh, I don't want it to end.
I know. Believe me, I know. It's been years. It's been years, and this series will forever live in my head rent-free. Like,
yeah. Like I'm equally as excited to start like the other series.
yeah.
In the universe, like to really start like digging into all of them. But man, this book is I think I'm gonna be in such a bad slump after this.
Yep.
Like I can just feel it in my bones already that this is going to leave a massive hole.
If I wasn't immediately coming back and reading this, like after I'd finished it again, I would just be miserable.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 like full episodes of chapters left. And then the 5th episode will be our full final review. There's only 4 episodes left of this book.
I know, that's freaking crazy.
So, for our final review, which will be airing on July 22nd, we are going to do a live episode where you can listen to us talk about all things about Queen of Shadows, analyzing what we know up to this point, theorizing what's coming after, a whole lot of theorizing from me, not so much from Ilsa, because she knows. But we will be doing a live of that episode on July the 20th. If you wanted to keep an eye on our Instagram, we will definitely be posting more information leading up to that and how you can listen in. Yeah, and we could take some questions and answer them.
Or some of your theories.
Kick out anybody who spoils. Yes.
And hope and pray to God no one spoils anything for Stacy.
Don't make me cry. I don't want spoilers. But yeah, that'll be fun. Just a little more interaction with the community.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for today. So we'll see you guys next week for a action-packed episode.
And with that, our Coven summoning comes to a close. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
And follow Caffeine and Conjuring on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date on our journey through Throne of Glass.